Today I'd like to talk a little bit about the self-centered thought. The Guru Puja says the self-centered attitude is the doorway to all misery. So it's important to know what it is, how it manifests, what we can do about it. When Geshe Dadal was here, he was speaking about bodhicitta. We didn't really talk a lot about self-centeredness, but one thing he said was, we are speaking of bodhicitta developed to a level that it has become as easy to develop as it currently is to be self-centered. So that's clear. So he said we need to flip this around. In fact, he was encouraging us to nurture and protect our bodhicitta and moving away from self-centered thought, but protecting our bodhicitta like a little sapling. You remember that? And he said, not long afterwards, it will be well-rooted, strong, and not possible to lose. So that's what we can aim for. In general, self-centeredness is an attitude that believes our own happiness is more important than anyone else's. It gets in our way of developing loving kindness, compassion, altruism for others, which for Buddhists are crucial aspects of our spiritual development. So perhaps each of you have easily identified any moments of self-centeredness that popped into your mind today. Is that the case? For myself, self-centeredness can be quite sneaky. And so I thought I might ask you, what are the telltale signs that you look for to know that self-centeredness is active in your mind? Then I'll share some of mine with you.
For me, I know my mind is being self-centered when I'm completely self-focused and the story is just wrapped around me and I'm not thinking about anything externally, but it's only about my story and how things relate to me.
That's a good clue. What else?
I get stubborn and defensive.
I judge just about everybody else's behavior but my own.
I just feel miserable. Like you said, doorway to misery.
Yeah. Misery can be a clue. When you say that's not fair, when that comes up in your mind, you know there's... Yeah. It only... Saying that's not fair only comes up for you, not for others. And you're special, of course you are. These are good.
When I'm feeling not very understanding or compassionate of others and what's going on with them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll share a few of the ones that I've come across from various meditations and books that I've read. And these are like little red flags. I meant to make a little red flag to bring today, but anyway, you can just imagine a little red flag up here. Certain fears are a red flag for me. I'm afraid I'm not going to get what I want. I'm afraid I'm going to get what I don't want. I'm afraid I'll be separated from what I like. So it's all about me. It goes to what you were saying. These are also found in the 8 types of suffering within cyclic existence, but I think they're also a red flag for self-centeredness. When it's hard to tolerate even the slightest hardship or harm or mistake or inconvenience, that's a red flag for me. For example, the slightest criticism seems unbearable. Do you have that one as well? Like as soon as I start reacting to slight criticisms, that's a red flag. Others start appearing as enemies that I have to compete with or feel jealous of. They're taking something away from me. There's an impending sense of loss. What else? I notice when I have difficulty getting along with people, and it's not just one person, but starts to be 2 or 3 people, that's also a red flag for me. And also, I become suspicious of others. What's their motive? You have that one? And also when I start getting, I think, would it be fair to say that anytime there's an affliction active in our mind, there's definitely self-centeredness afoot? So when I start to fail to practice basic ethical behavior, that's when I need to sit down and take a real look. So these are just a few things that I think we need to keep right on the tip of our fingers or with our red flag, looking out for them, because without these, our spiritual life becomes suffocated. Our affection for others becomes suffocated. It's non-existent. And so, for me, I like to review what are the disadvantages of self-cherishing. It keeps them present in my mind. And also, another way to counter it is to think about the real benefits of cherishing others. And we've all had many experiences when our heart's been open and we've been able to really offer love or care for somebody and really cherish them. And it's so much less misery-making, so much better. So, and then, of course, working with the 7-point cause and effect instruction, or equalizing and exchanging self and others. These also are antidotes for the self-centered mind. So I hope that little review is helpful. It was for me.